Travis Wayne Goodsell. What a morning. While I was running, I got the idea to do a GoFundMe, but ended up doing a change.org petition filer first, and then realized it doesn't collect money. So I finally Google searched and found, GoFundMe. That's what I'm looking for. So I've got a GoFundMe account. Let me read to you what it is I'm asking for your help for. I don't have a Facebook or Twitter account, so I can't share it there. I have no friends because I live in Utah. Let's see. Let's do change. Okay, they still have me signed in. When I was going to press the save feature for my GoFundMe so that it can proceed, the internet shut down right as I click on it. And then it comes up saying, we cannot complete, there's an error. And then I look down, internet's off. They shut down my internet by clicking on the GoFundMe thing. So this is how powerful the church is, guys. They all invest in Xfinity and Comcast. Alright, my petitions. Resist. Come on. View petition. There we go. Alright. So here is my call for help. And then I'll do the analogy after this. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have lied and deceived us about church history. They took away the priesthood from women and forced them into polygamy. They took away the priesthood from blacks and still segregate to this day. They demand tithing in order to participate in the religious rituals and claim it is a donation. They are working with Russia to destroy America to restore their kingdom of Deseret. They have violated our youth and have bailed on victimized Boy Scouts. They are designed exactly like the American criminal organization and are committing white-collar crimes, including laundering money through Deutsche Bank. They took away the high priest office from all current elders and future priesthood holders, which is essential for exaltation in Mormon theology. I filed on my own a federal civil lawsuit against the corporation for just their crimes committed against me. I filed in forma pauperis and was approved, but the judge has been fired and is refusing to allow my complaint to be served to the corporation by U.S. Marshals. I need help to pay the cost of service of process and service for all future motions. My case is a guaranteed win. And I have the picture of the docket so people can see that it's a legitimate case. And I have the link on the GoFundMe for the lawsuit docket that I show the picture of, so people can actually see that it is legitimate. This isn't some scam or anything like that. I'm not asking for lawyer fees. Lawyers will not help me. I'm only asking for service of process help, because the judge is refusing to allow the marshals to deliver it for me for free. I have to find a service processor, and they charge a minimum of $100. I've gotten a hold of one, and they said that I need to present them with the documents to be served and all that needs to be signed, and then they will give me an invoice of how much I owe them, which must be prepaid. And so I don't know the cost yet. but I know it's going to be around $100+. And it's not just for the complaint, because now each and every motion that I file thereafter, and I will have to file a number of motions thereafter, will also have to be served to the church, to the lawyers for the church. And so each of those are going to require $100 plus for each of those services. All because the federal judges are afraid of the church, or are purposely giving loyalty to the church, betraying America. Do you understand how serious this is? The federal judges are helping to protect the church. I have the complaint set up to immediately address the church and corporation being separate entities. I'm not going after the religion and the religious rituals, which people can disagree with and argue and claim as satanic or whatever. It doesn't matter. That is a religion. As long as they're not sacrificing babies or violating virginity of virgins, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is that the corporation are committing crimes and using religion as a front to protect themselves, claiming that they are protected by the First Amendment. They are not. When you commit a crime, your rights to the First Amendment are gone. And so Mormons don't like this. Apparently Mormons want to commit crimes and have the church commit crimes. They're okay with that, because I see the thumbs down on the videos where I'm exposing the crimes of the church. Mormons want the church to commit crimes. They think that's Jesus' way. Okay, now here's the analogy that I promised you, that I remembered. David and Goliath. I'm clearly David compared to Goliath, but the church corporation is far bigger than any Goliath. I have the stone because they created the stone. They gave me the stone that can destroy them. I can hit them right between the eyes. All I need is the sling. They took away my sling and gave me a rock to kill them with. Now, I could throw, but I got tennis elbow on both elbows. But what's important is that I need help. I can't do this. I have to go without food. I can't go without food because I die. And then the church gets away with it. I can't let the church get away with it, but there is nothing else for me to do but to commit crime to get the money. And thus we have the Les Miserables syndrome, or the utopian dilemma. They're trying to cheat and rig the system. They know they've lost. I've seen the church's behavior lately. They're panicked and they're looking to flee the country and steal the money and take it with them. Just like the Boy Scouts. They abandoned the Boy Scouts, which left the Boy Scouts without their major funding and left them with all the lawsuits of the raped boys. 8,000. This is what the church does. They abandon people, and then the people are forced to shut down the organization, or in this case declare bankruptcy. But they think they're going to continue the Boy Scouts after this. I don't know why anybody would pursue the Boy Scouts after this, but the church is responsible for that. And this is what they're going to do with this lawsuit, unless I can get this going and get this stopped, so that we prevent them from fleeing the country, prevent them from stealing the money that belongs to you guys. This is what I'm doing with the money, is creating a charity organization, an actual, real charity. It doesn't just give according to donations received, because the church is going to give me all the money for it. And so I will make it self-sufficient and self-sustaining to lift people out of poverty. That's all the billionaires had to do, was trickle down the money. But they refused and hoarded the money for themselves, and the church played a big role in this. In high school, I played basketball. I was forced onto the junior high team at Auburn Jail. I did the video for you guys the other day. But because of Stan Lowry, which is not his fault, I just caught my foot wrong. It wasn't him, but everybody blamed him. I couldn't do anything. I was in a cast. And the leg had a hairline fracture. And so I sat at all of the practices and the games. The practices, I was able to shoot free throws, and I was horrible. I couldn't make a basket if my life depended on it. I sucked. And so I get the call when I start high school by Coach Fair saying, would you like to play basketball with us? Okay. So I go and play, and I tell my parents, my mom technically, I've joined the basketball team, I need shoes. If you missed that video, you understand why I did what I did. And because of my height, I was put into the center and post positions. The coach was trying me out in both of those areas to give me experience and to see which one I would work best in. Peter Paulino was also on the team, and he and I were the taller ones, and so if I was a post, he was the other post, and we'd switch off as centers. And people called us the ox and the mule. I was the mule, I guess. Sometimes we were both oxes. We were also called the Twin Towers, because this was before 9/11. And so I was learning basketball for the first time in my life. Coach Fair brought in Coach Lubin to assist for us big guys. Coach Lubin has put in guys from high school into the pros. We had a Laker that he had put in come visit us once, had a practice. So he's good. And so, yes, I'm well aware of Colby's farewell. But Coach Lubin taught us how to play the post and center positions, as well as how to shoot a free throw. because I sucked. I was getting 0% when I was tested. And so he taught me how to position myself at the free throw line, where to put my legs, how to position my body, and how to contort my arms. And if I followed his teachings, and what he was teaching me was the laws of physics behind successfully shooting a free throw each and every single time. Guaranteed. And thus it's a free point shot. And with his teachings about how to work in the post and the center positions, when the other team is doing a man-on-man defense, he taught us how to get them to foul us each and every single time, and thus take us to the free throw line, and thus teaching us how to shoot the free throws. To cut it short, I went from a 0% free throw shooter to an 82 to 85 free throw shooter. I became the MVP because my free throw shooting in the games got me 1 point more than our point guard. All because of Coach Lubin's teachings, teaching me the laws of physics behind the shooting of a free throw. So, my lawsuit is a guaranteed victory. I will read the whole thing, not give commentary on it, just read it. It's going to be long. There's 50 to 70 counts in the lawsuit. It's long, so it's going to be a long video. And I've got those other Harmony, Pennsylvania videos to upload as well, as I promised. And so it's going to take time, but I will link you to the GoFundMe account if you want to help provide me with a sling by which to take down the church. The deadline is the 24th of March. But it needs to be sooner for the process servers. If they have to rush, they require more money. I've never begged people for money. Even when my dad kicked me out of the home because of the lie that my first ex told him. And that's another long story. I've always just rolled with the punches. I lived on whatever I had. And somehow I survived. But I can't win against the church without your help. They are rigging the game against us. But all I have to do is get the complaint served. And when I read to you my complaint, you will see that I address the issues of the church and the corporation being separate. That the church does not qualify to be considered a religion with protections against criminal behavior. GoFundMe tells me that they charge 2.9% or something for each donation, for each donation, and the minimum fee charge of 30 cents. So 50 cents is the minimum pretty much that they require. But like I said, I need to get over 100. I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter, I don't have friends. I have nobody. And so you can share it. I know there are those of you who have indicated to me that you are sharing my posts. But YouTube is shutting me down. They're censoring me from you guys. They're rigging the system against us. We cannot allow them to win. The money for my request for relief is not going for me to live a lifestyle. It's for the charity. And so I hope people will consider it. I can't get Mormons' help on this, obviously. So the link will be below in the description to the GoFundMe. And the GoFundMe thing has my link to the website for the docket to show you that it's legitimate. But most likely those of you who are seeing this have already been aware of my videos and are regular. But we'll see if I get new people showing up as well. This is an emergency situation, guys. I hope you understand that. What the church is doing is the most vile of evil and criminal behavior I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of R-rated movies. That's why I'm shocked. Literally shocked when I find out more corruption that they've been committing. Like the Harmony, Pennsylvania cover-up yesterday. So, I didn't want this to go this long. Sorry about that.